trace the meridian, do the source point for the heart and the small intestine. Okay? Look in your manual. Trace just in the arm. Okay, and then I want you to do some technique for it. You know, you can do seated, but I want you to make sure that you thumb the line so you know where they're at. And the emotion associated with it is joy and what?
Shock.
Thanks for reminding me. Okay, so so we did that one, and then bladder and kidney, correct? Now I'm going to talk to you about the source point for the bladder meridian, because we did the kidney meridian. So the bladder meridian, when it comes down the back and it's going through the hamstring, it goes right through the center of the gastroc. So it's a wonderful. Yeah, come, look at this. See.
She holds.
That breath will knock anything down. So you want to feel that. Remember, we're talking about working in between things, right? So the bladder meridian comes right through the hamstrings. Also comes right through the gastroc heads. So there's two, right? The gastroc heads. And remember how the gastrocs are splayed like this behind the knee as they wrap around, attach. So there's a nice opening right there on the top, right behind the knee, where the gastroc heads are split the most. And you're going to take the pads of your fingers and then just curl them in between there, and you're just going to lean back like this. And you'll give them nice digital compression right through the gastroc. But, you know, you have to show a modicum of compassion. So you want to, just a little bit, you want to use the pads of your fingers, not the tips. Because the tips is brutal. I mean, unless you got some vendetta against a person. But if you're feeling good about them, pads. So you just lean back. Okay? And that'll be intense enough. A lot of fascial binding there. Again, it helps open up the bladder meridian. You know, you can more readily realize and express the emotion that's associated with bladder and kidney, which is what?
Fear. Motivation.
All right. So you think about it, my legs is tight, I don't feel like walking towards my goal. I just don't feel like I can make it. You open that stuff up, I'm all right now, I can move towards it a little bit more.
Motivate you.
Yeah, and you know, the ease of movement is a motivator in itself. You know, it's hard pushing that rock up the hill. You know, but you get a little flatter place, it's like, oh, we can go a little bit more, build it up your motivation. That's why the up things charge us up so we can get through the hard times more. Okay, so that's that. So, so you want to do bladder, and the source point is here. You have to move over where you can see. Come on. This is where you get your aerobic exercise. So the bladder meridian comes right through the gastroc, and then when it gets to, here's the muscle, and then it turns into the tendon, and that tendon is the Achilles tendon. So when the muscle turns into a tendon, it veers to the outside, and it goes behind the malleolus and in front of the Achilles tendon, where its partner was kidney was in between them on the inside. This is more on the outside. And it comes right onto the side of the foot, okay? And where the source point is up underneath the base of the bone of the fifth metatarsal, right? So it's up underneath something again, because those subas are shy, right? And you want to sort of hook in there a little bit until, is that all right in there?
Amazing.
Okay. So look, right? And again, you want to just take the base of your thumb and hook it up underneath there. Just like when you're doing spleen meridian. You know, you want where it's up underneath the toe. And try that on yourself. It's a little difficult. It's a hard point to stimulate, but you can hook your finger underneath there, I think, and get it.
And this is bladder 64?
Correct. The source point or balancing point for the bladder. So the bladder is partnered with kidney. The emotion is fear and motivation. Its element is water, in case you're looking at the elements.
I need to read up on elements. Do you have recommend a book for that?
Well, first of all,
There's
look
a
in here.
table.
There's a chart there. And yes, there's a chart that should show the element and everything right there.
Here,
Okay, so we're willing to do that. So I want you to just be systematic with it. Just do the small intestine and heart. Okay? Do that. Do the meridian, the source point. Do a little technique. Think about the emotion that is associated with it. Do both arms. Come down do a forward fold for the bladder, assisted forward fold. Pay attention to what you're seeing, if they need any support anywhere. Because you want them to hold the pressure, but you want them to be supported, right? And then turn them over and then do a few leg lifts, and I'll talk you through that SI joint thing, and then you can do the kidney, which would be moving the foot out laterally, so you stretch the kidney, and do the line. And if you want to do thumbing, it starts on the bottom of the foot and comes up. And remember, the source point is in between the medial malleolus and the Achilles tendon. Here, right? Okay, so do that much, and I'll talk you through it. But make sure you're systematic. Don't jump around, and try to stay focused, because you know, I want you to. We got to do another little exchange. I'd like you to do one more exchange after this. So we got to get on the giddy up. You know what I'm saying? So let's go.